नमस्कार भाइयों और बहनों, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, adorable ministers and managers, respected doctors and directors, all my dear friends, I heartily, cordially welcome all of you. Today it is very nice time, nice place, nice action that we are appreciating our Indian holy identity, unity in diversity, which is the greatest feature of our nation. Bottom to top, root to fruit, first to last, numberless changes, we read, write, listen from the external world. In this materialistic world, we observe, evaluate, examine this thing. All the personalities, those who came in this world, they messaged us to live with universal brotherhood and love each other. All holy religions of our holy land also address us, appeal us, advocate us to live with peace, tolerance, and renunciation. It's the greatest identity of our nation. हमारी भारतीय संस्कृति जो हमें त्याग, सहनशीलता, सहन शक्ति, प्रेम, भाईचारा, सब जीवों से मिलकर प्रेम का संदेश देती है। हमारे सभी हॉली रिलीजन्स हमें व्हाट इज द मैसेज ऑफ Honorable CM from Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow, protect Sanatan Dharma as our national religion. UP CM Yogi Adityanath Friday called Satnam Sanatan Dharma the national religion of India and said it was the collective responsibility of every citizen to protect it. He spoke on the controversy over the original character of religious sites and said clans of those who attacked temples and holy sites met their downfall. Today, Aurangzeb's descendants are pulling rickshaws. Their plight is the result of their destructive actions. Had they refrained from demolishing temples, would they be in such state? Actions of those who desecrated spiritual sites such as Kashi Vishwanath Temple, Shri Ram Janambhumi, Sri Krishna Janambhumi, the Har land of Kalki Avatar in Sambal, and the sacred goddess Saraswati temple in Bhoj were driven by the goal of turning the earth into chaos. He said at a religious event in Ayodhya. The CM said, Sanatan Dharma, rooted in the principle of Vedva Vasudeva Kutumbakam, has historically offered refuge to people of all caste, creed, and religions during times of adversity. India shall remain India only as long as Sanatan Dharma is protected. He also highlighted the need for vigilance to shield it from distortions and anomalies in future, resolving to correct past discrepancies. Yogi stressed the need for India to move forward united, ensuring that no division or internal conflict weakened the agents of religion or nation. Women held for poisoning. Hubby news from Patna. 5 killed, 27 injured after bus turns turtle in Maha. This news from Mumbai. Municipal bulldozer raises BJP's office in Balia. This is from Varanasi. Girl dies in Jaipur, LPG tanker in Ferrano. Brothers 6-hour search ends in mortuary. Jaipur, Basram, Meena's 6-hour search for his sister. Anita Meena ended in heartbreak at the mortuary of SMS hospital here. Anita, a police constable with the Rajasthan Armed Constabulary, was on her way to Jaipur on a bus from Dudu to report for duty when she died in the LPG tanker fire on the Jaipur Ajmer National Highway. Basram ordeal began with a call early Friday from Anita's husband, who said Anita wasn't answering her phone. I had already couldn't see her. When the search at the site proved futile, he drove to the burn ward of SMS hospital, about 13 kilometers from the accident site. I thought she might be admitted there, he said, but after checking, I still couldn't find her. With no other option left, Basram decided to check the mortuary. There, his worst fears were confirmed. I recognized her by her toy ring. Her hand was severely burned and unrecognizable. I had a picture of her wearing the toy ring, and that's how I was able to identify her, he said quietly. Scenes of chaos and panic were common at SMS Hospital on Friday as frantic families searched for their loved ones. Many, like Basram, faced delays and miscommunication. Relatives were barred from entering the burn ward due to infection risk, leaving them in the dark. I came looking for my nephew who is in the burn ward, said Rajulal They wouldn't let us in. I called the helpline, but they told me to ask the hospital staff. No one would give me any information. Many victims were passengers traveling from other cities. Yash Sharma at the hospital to assist a friend shared the story of his friend's mother who was on the bus from Udaipur to Jaipur. Second, abandoned Shiv temple found in Aligarh. The discovery came on Thursday, barely 36 hours after a similar abandoned temple was found and revived at Sarai Rahman locality. Aligarh leaders of Hindu right-wing organizations have announced that another abandoned Shiv temple was discovered at Sarai Mian, a thickly populated Muslim locality under Delhi Gate Police Station in Aligarh. The discovery came on Thursday evening, barely 36 hours after a similar abandoned temple was found and revived at Sarai Rahman locality, another Muslim dominated locality under Bamna Devi police station area. Harshad, secretary of the city unit of the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha, who arrived on the spot along with Ankur Shivaji, a leader of the Bajrang Dal, and many others, said the locked temple premises were in a state of complete mess with idols strewn all over debris. The locks on the gate were broken in the presence of the police and the temple was cleaned up and purified amidst religious slogans, he added. Superintendent of Police City Marigang Shekhar Pathak told reporters late on Thursday night that meetings of peace committees are being held in these localities to ensure that these temples are fully restored and worship is carried out in a peaceful manner. So far, there is no report of any unpleasant or untoward incident from the above two localities, he said. According to local residents of Sarai Mian, during the communally disturbed period before and after the demolition of the Babri Mosque, the city witnessed communal riots leading to migration of Hindus and Muslims. This demographic shift led to both Gyotisation as well as cremation of new colonies. During this period, a number of places of worship, especially roadside temples, were abandoned, particularly in communally sensitive areas. As Muhammad Adil Qureshi, a local resident, said, there no worship was taking place at the temple for the past several years, and no one used to visit the premises either. He said local Muslim residents, however, built a boundary wall on their own initiative to ensure that there was no encroachment of the temple land. There are conflicting versions regarding the age of the temple and also of the time from which this place was abandoned. However, most residents were of the opinion that no worship was conducted for 3 or 4 decades after Hindu residents of Maur caste, who are mainly petty artisans and laborers, specializing in furnaces connected to log making operations, migrated following communal riots in that area. Nearly 5,000 Indian children adopted by foreigners in last decade, says government data. New Delhi, nearly 5,000 nearly 5,000 Indian children have been adopted by foreigners in the last 10 years, according to an official data released by the government. Responding to a question in Lok Sabha, Minister of State for Women and Child Development Ministry, Savitri Thakur said the union government has not received any complaints of improper upbringing and exploitation of children adopted by foreigners. According to the data, 4,963 children have been adopted in last 10 years by foreigners. Most children have been adopted in the US at 2031, followed by 1029 in Italy, 517 in Spain, 252 in the UAE and 215 in Malta. PSI conducts survey of temple in Sambal 5 pilgrims sites. DM says Sambal 3 damaged idols were found inside the well of Asum Shankar temple in Sambal that was reopened last week after being shut for 46 years, officials had said on Monday. Top court says 41 missing FIR files in TN idol theft cases shocking. Government 2.2k cases of violence against minorities in Bangladesh. Expect Dhaka to take measures for their safety. A total of 2,200 cases of violence against Hindus and other minorities have been reported in Bangladesh this year till December 8, and India's expectation is Dhaka will take necessary measures to ensure their safety, the government said on Friday. Minister of State for External Affairs Kirti Vardhan Singh gave the information in a written response to a query in Lok Sabha citing data from minority and human rights organizations. In Pakistan, the number of cases of violence against Hindus and other minorities in Pakistan this year stood at 112 till October 2024, the MOS said. The corresponding figures of 2022 were 47 in Bangladesh and 241 in Pakistan, while in 2023 the figures were 303 in Bangladesh and 103 in Pakistan, according to the data he shared. The minister said the Indian government has asked Pakistan to take steps to prevent religious intolerance, sectarian violence, systematic persecution, and attacks on minority communities and ensure their safety, security, and well being. He added, India continues to highlight the plight of minorities in Pakistan at appropriate international fora. Cases of violence against Hindus and other minorities in other neighboring countries, Pakistan and Bangladesh, is nil, the minister said. Singh was asked about the total number of cases of violence against Hindus and other minorities reported in neighboring countries during the last 3 years, countries-wise and years-wise, and the steps taken or proposed to be taken by the ministry to protect minorities, including diplomatic interventions and relief measures. The Union Ministry, in his response, also said the government has taken serious note of these incidents and shared its concerns with the government of Bangladesh. India's expectation is that Bangladesh will take all necessary measures to ensure safety and welfare of Hindus and other minorities. The same was also reiterated during visit of the Foreign Secretary to Bangladesh on December 9, 2024. He added, Top court says 41 missing FIR files in TN idol theft cases shocking. New Delhi, the Supreme Court Friday termed as shocking the disappearance of 41 files related to FIRs in idol theft cases from police custody and sought an explanation from the Tamil Nadu government. A bench comprising Justices Abhay Oka and Augustine George Massey directed the State Home Secretary to file an affidavit and virtually remain present on January 31, 2025 to explain the government stand. The court observed 27 of the 41 files were traced and in 11 cases fresh FIRs were filed. The moment you file fresh FIRs, it becomes a defense for the accused. How can fresh FIRs be registered? The bench said Advocate G.S. Mani, appearing for petitioner Elephant G. Rajendra, said the theft happened several years ago. The idol involved are worth over rupees 300 crore in the international market. There is no progress made in these cases, he submitted. Step leading into House of Sambal MP Haraman arrest. Parents planned to throw kids to Parents plan to throw kids into sea. CISF rescuers. Naval craft driver lost control during engine trials. Rise of Zen Journal. Why young folk are embarrassing meditation. Bogged down by academics, work, and social media stressors, they are turning to silent retreat and meditation workshop. The support of shooting required sharp focus and precision, says Divya T.S. She would know, considering the bagged two silver medals at the 2023 Asian Games. Shooting is a mental game. Your mind can be filled with doubts, which can distract any athlete from the goal, says the 29-year-old. In such a moments, her secret weapon is not her gun but a far more non-violent guide: meditation. When I learned the art of living, Sudarshan Kriya, a mix of pranayam and meditation, all my doubts disappeared. With a clearer mind, I can now remain focused and claim even in the most challenging situations, she says. Meditation, a practice rooted in ancient Indian spiritual traditions, was long relegated to retired life, but now more young people like Divya are warming up to it to keep their peace and poise in an increasingly stressful world. Part of the youth appeal stems from social media. Fields neuro coach Saloni Suri, young influencers like Masoom Meenawala, Krishna Mehta of Women's of Bombay, and Ranveer Alabadia have shared the many benefits of meditation, leading young people to start embracing it. She says the Goa Vipassana Trust says around 48% of its applications for 10 days courses in the recent past have been from the 90 to 30 age group. As is often the case with social media, It is driving both the problem and solution. Given social media distractions, the brains of kids and young adults are getting primed to receive a dopamine hit from external stimuli like an Instagram reel. Over time, it's possible their focus will be compromised and their expectation of instant gratification amplified. Meditation can help calm the mind and bring it back to the present. Suri says. Rajneesh C. Tripathi, Associate Professor of Physical Education at Government Girls College, Varanasi, says it helps them combat stress. Young people today face tremendous academic, social, and professional pressures, leading to heightened stress and anxiety and burnout. Meditation has gained traction as an accessible solution to these problems, an effective method for mental clarity and self care, adds Tripathi, who did his postdoctoral degree in positive youth development through sports, yoga, and meditation from Wittenberg University, Ohio. Pune based instructional designer Angona Paul was 35 and struggling with a troubled relationship when she went for Vipassana in 2011. Vipassana needs absolute silence and you can't carry any possession, no cell phones, no books, no surgery of your mind. You can't walk out mid surgery or do other stuff. With so much unnecessary chatter in our daily lives, we forget to sit silent, breathe. Vipassana taught me about the implementation, impermanence of life. Slowed me how to focus, not get carried away by my emotion, she says. Advertising professional Artira Chaudhary says that after doing a 10-day Vipassana course at a meditation center in Himachal Pradesh in 2023, he feels a lot calmer and is able to approach conflict situations in a balanced and detached manner. To him, to him, one nurtures. Think of sapling on a boulevard running through alters brain structures linked to memory and stress, cultivating emotional intelligence, resilience, and self awareness. Self awareness studies have been revealed the potential of mindfulness practices in improving mental health. Starting early gives young people the tools to develop healthier coping mechanisms, reducing the risk of mental health issues in adulthood, says Tripathi. Author and yoga teacher Ira Trivedi Montana says meditation has been a transformative practice for her. It helps me to stay grounded, improves my focus, and brings a sense of calm and clarity to my day. For young people, it's a powerful tool to navigate stress and reconnect with themselves in today's fast paced world. Tripathi says it helps reduce cortisol levels, improves sleep, and counters hypertension, heart disease, digestive issues, and inflammation. Sudarshan Kriya didn't just change the way I breathe, it increased my lung capacity in a matter of days, says marketing professional Abhishu Rakshit, spiritual teacher Acharya Prashant feels the king today are told to achieve complete, compete and conform all the time. They are constantly bombarded with desires, ambitions, and insecurities. Be successful, be liked, be somebody, creating unbearable inner noise. Meditation is meant to silence this noise forever. Tanushri Bishnoi, Art of Living, teacher and life coach, sees that young embracing mindfulness as a good sign. They have realized that wealth and fame don't always lead to happiness. Meditation offers them a path to deeper meaning, she says. BJP staged drama to divert from Ambedkar remarks, says Jairam. The fire against Rahul Gandhiji is part of politics of vendetta. News from New Delhi, Congress leader Jairam Ramesh on Friday alleged that the BJP staged a premeditated drama outside Parliament's Makkar to divert attention from Home Minister Amit Shah's remarks on B.R. Ambedkar and asserted that the opposition party would keep up the movement of protest even though the winter session had ended. The Congress General Secretary also said the FIR against leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi was part of the politics of vendetta, diversion and defamation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has two pillars, two as Amit Shah and Gautam Adani, and both these pillars are badly damaged pillars. Adani because of all the revelations that have come out, and Amit because what he said for Ambedkar in Parliament. Ramesh said he told PTI that Shah's remarks on Ambedkar were a major issue for the Congress and its protest demanding the Home Minister's apology and his resignation would continue. Talking about the Parliament's winter session, Ramesh said everything was clouded by the Home Minister's reply on Tuesday, during which he used the most insulting language in a most insulting style for Ambedkar. Leader of opposition, the Rajya Sabha Mallikarjun Kharge immediately got up and protested he was not allowed to speak. He was made to sit down, then the Congress demanded and all parties were united in demanding an apology from the Home Minister and his resignation, and that is the reason why the houses got stalled, he said. Yesterday, Thursday, of course, BJP staged this big drama outside Makkar Dawar, sent two MPs to the intensive care unit ICU. They are perfectly fine. They created this huge controversy, totally unwarranted. Totally false charges have been against our leader Rahul Gandhi, the Congress General Secretary said. Ramesh claimed that he knew many people in the BJP who were agitated over what the Home Minister had said but were silent as there was an atmosphere of fear in that party. The Home Minister had silenced everyone and forced the Delhi police to register an FIR against Gandhi, Ramesh said, asserting that this was politics of vendetta, vengeance, diversion, and defamation. Right now, the big issue is the insult of Dr. Ambedkar on the floor of the House. Mr. Kharge has demanded his resignation. He has demanded that the Prime Minister should sack his Home Minister, the Congress leader said. We have filed a complaint to laws and FIR. They have done nothing on that, but they have filed an FIR against Rahul Gandhi. These are all political FIRs, political vendetta, and everything is done with the single purpose to divert attention from the Home Minister's abuses against Ambedkar on December 17, also to divert attention from our demand for a JPC on the modern scam, Ramesh said. Separate marches by opposition and ruling party MPs over the alleged insult to Ambedkar led to jostling on the parliament premises on Thursday, leaving BJP MPs Pratap Chandra Sarangi and Mukesh Rajput injured. The BJP accused Gandhi of pushing the senior member, a charge rejected by the Congress leader. Asked about the incident, he said the whole thing was premeditated, the whole thing was planned and orchestrated by the BJP to divert attention from the pressure on the Home Minister and the Prime Minister, so it got its MPs into a so called ICU. It also got one woman MP from Nagaland, whom we all respect, and she was forced to write a letter alleging disrespect by Rahul Gandhi. This is all a conspiracy and a plot to defame him, he said. On the winter session, Ramesh said the Congress wanted to debate the Dani issue but was prevented from having a discussion. Then our LOP in the Lok Sabha wrote to the Speaker and the LOP in the Rajya Sabha wrote to the chairman asking for a 2-day discussion on the constitution because we are celebrating the 75th anniversary of its adoption. Likely for us, this request of Rahul Gandhi ji and Kharge ji was accepted and we had a discussion, he said. Winter session of Lok Sabha records 58% productivity. News from New Delhi. Tripura cops nab 6 headed for Bangladesh. Rahul will legally face FIR over Ambedkar protest tail in Coimbatore. In consultation with India bloc leaders, a decision will be taken on taking toward the protest against Union Minister Amit Shah for his Ambedkar remarks. CM M.K. Stalin said here on Friday, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi will legally face the case against him in connection with the fracas on parliament premises. He said an FIR against Rahul Gandhi had been filed by Delhi police on BJP complaint. Stalin, against the backdrop of his Erode visit and interaction with the people there, told reporters that he had an inkling of crossing 200 assembly seats in 2026 state polls, while the DMK had a goal of winning 200 out of 234 seats at a state event in Erode. CM inaugurated projects worth rupees 951.20 crore and laid foundation stone for rupees 133 to 66 crore worth schemes. Stalin also gave away assistance to people marking commencement of distribution of a total of rupees 284.02 crore worth support to 50,088 beneficiaries. He also slammed AIADMK top leader Edapati K. Palaniswamy for uttering lies and for not taking on the center over the tongue tungsten mining issue. Parliament scuffle case, police to record statement of two injured MPs. May call Rahul for questioning. News from New Delhi. A day after Congress leader Rahul Gandhi was booked in connection with a scuffle on the parliament premises, sources said police are likely to record the statements of the two injured MPs on Friday and may also call the opposition leader for questioning. They said that the Delhi police was also likely to write to the parliament secretariat seeking access to CCTV footage of the area where the alleged incident occurred. An official said senior police officers may also consider transferring the cases to the crime branch from the local police. A case under section 115 voluntary causing hurt, 117 voluntary causing grievance hurt, 125 act of endangering life or personal safety of others, 131 use of criminal force, some 351 criminal intimidation, and 35 common intention of the Bharatiya Nyay Sahitya was restored at the Parliament Street Police Station on Thursday. Gandhi was booked hours after the BJP filed a complaint accusing him of physical assault and incitement during the scuffle in which its two MPs Pratap Chandra Sangai and Mukesh Rajput were injured. According to a police source, officials may call Rahul Gandhi for questioning and also record the statement of the other MPs who witnessed the incident. The source said a team of police officials may also meet the Sarangi and Rajput at the hospital and record their statement for further investigation. The reports of their medical certificates will be collected, he said on Thursday. BJP MP Hemant Joshi, accompanied by party colleagues Anurag Thakur and Van Suri Swaraj, visited the Parliament Street police station and filed the complaint. The Congress strongly rejected the claim, alleging the BJP MP posted its chief Mallikarjun Kharge and physically manhandled leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi. Congress has also logged a complaint in connection with the matter. A delegation of Congress MPs, including Digvijay Singh and Mukul Vashnik, Rajesh Shukla and Pramod Tiwari, filed the complaint visiting the station in person, an officer said. Rahul Gandhi to blame for Kong isolation among LDS. Important to establish instigation to attack, abatement, abatement of suicide, Supreme Court says. Terribly wrong to point Balaji as min after he got bail. From New Delhi, the Supreme Court on Friday said it was terribly wrong to appoint DMK leader V. Senthil Balaji as a minister in the Tamil Nadu government days after he was granted bail in a money laundering case over the case for job scam. It said a large number of witnesses were public officials and sought response of state government on the pending cases against Balaji. Without that, charge can't be sustained. News from New Delhi, the Supreme Court on Friday said it was important to establish proof of direct or indirect acts of instigation by the accused to attack the abandonment of suicide offences. A bench of Justice B.R. Gavi and K.V. Vishwanathan said in order to sustain Section 306 of the IPC dealing with abatement of suicide, it must necessarily be proved that the accused contributed to the suicide by some direct or indirect act to attract the offense of abatement to suicide. It is important to establish proof of direct or indirect acts of instigation or incitement of suicide by the accused, which must be in close proximity to the commission of suicide by the deceased, it said. The court's observation came when it discharged a man and his family members in a case of alleged abatement of suicide of his 25-year-old wife. The apex court said the incitement must be in close proximity to the commission of suicide by the deceased. It's that such instigation of incitement should reveal a clear man's real to abet the column commission of suicide and should but should put the victim in such a position that they are left with no other option but to die by suicide. It said abetment involved in mental process of instigation or intentionally adding another person to do a particular thing without such mens rea on the part of the accused person being apparent from the face of the record. A charge under the aforesaid section cannot be sustained, it said. The top court delivered its verdict on an appeal filed by the three persons, the husband, his father, and brother, challenging the Bombay High Court's October 2022 judgment dismissing their discharge plea against a trial court order refusing their discharge from this case. Apart from the Section 306, they were charged under Section 34 Common Intention of IPC. The apex court said a young 25-year-old woman had lost her life in an unfortunate incident. However, in the absence of sufficient material to show that the appellants had intended by their words to push the deceased into such a position that she was left with no other option but to commit suicide, continuation of criminal proceedings against the appellants would result in an abuse of process of law and such as such we are inclined to allow the appeal its further added. Delhi High Court rejects riots accused plea against action over forced document. Karnataka High Court issues interim order for BJP MLC Ravi's release. Mother son burnt alive in barn fire. CM Fadnavis orders probes into Parbhani violence beat murder. Prosecution fails to prove stand on kidnapping charges. NIA raids in 5 states to probe revival bids by Naxal outfit. Unnao rape, Sangar's bail extended by 3 days. News from New Delhi. India US DAF ties advancing in terrific, exciting ways. Pentagon. News from Washington. India and the US conducted the security of supply arrangement this year, enhancing the mutual supply of defense goods and service. The defense relationship between India and the US is accelerating and advancing in terrific and exciting ways. The Pentagon has said amidst the transition from the Joe Biden administration to that of President elect Donald Trump, the US India defense relationship stands on its own. It is accelerating and advancing in terrific and exciting ways, both as it relates to defense, industrial based cooperation, as well as operational cooperation across the services. Ally Ratner, Assistant Secretary of Defense for Indo Pacific Security Affairs, told reporters at a news conference here. It is a continuing growth area even as the India China relationship waxes and wanes. Ratner said in response to a question, India has been accorded to the status of the major defense partnership by the United States. Biden administration of financials have described the defense relationship as one of the key pillars of this relationship. In October, India concluded an agreement with the US for the procurement of 31 General Atomics MQ-9B, 16 Sky Guardian and 15 Sea Guardian remotely piloted aircraft and their associated equipment, which will enhance the intelligence, surveillance and renaissance capabilities of India's armed forces across all domains. India and US concluded the security of supply arrangement this year, enhancing the mutual supply of defense goods and services. During their meeting in September, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Biden committed to advancing ongoing discussion on aligning their respective defense procurement system to further enable the reciprocal supply of defense goods and services. SSB played a pivotal role in securing borders and combating Naxalism, Shah says. Siliguri, West Bengal, Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Friday lauded the Shastra symbol for its pivotal role in securing the country's borders with friendly nations such as Nepal and Bhutan, combating Naxalism in Bihar and Jharkhand, and curbing illegal activities. Addressing the 61st Raising Day celebrations of the SSB in Siliguri, Shah said the Shastra Sim Balsha played a key role in securing our borders with friendly nations such as Nepal and Bhutan. Its alertness and presence have ensured a sense of security in the Siliguri corridor and the eastern region, highlighting the SSB's role in tackling left-wing extremism. Shah noted the SSB has played an important role in ending the menace of Naxalism in Bihar and Jharkhand. Their proactive approach in coordination with the CRPF and local police forces had significantly weakened Naxal activities in Chhattisgarh, making the region Naxal free after almost 4 decades. Shah commended the SSB for its unique initiative to foster cultural integration and uphold its motto of service, security, and brotherhood. The SSB has done a commendable job by connecting the culture, language, and heritage of India's border villages with the mainstream. This initiative strengthened the bond between the nation and its border communities, he said. The SSB has also been instrumental in removing encroachment parliamentarily along the India Nepal border while respecting the dignity of friendly relations with Nepal. The removal of more than 1100 encroachments in the no man's land by the SSB in a great achievement. The SSB has adopted a zero tolerance policy in last 3 years against encroachment on government land within 15 kilometers of the border. The SSB has been successful in freeing thousands of acres of government land from encroachment, he said. Shah praised the SSB for curbing smuggling of narcotics, arms, counterfeit currency, and wildlife products, and for preventing tra- human trafficking and infiltration by anti-national elements. The vigilance of the SSB in the Siliguri corridor, a crucial area in eastern India, had assured and instilled confidence in the nation. Their efforts have also created an environment of trust in the eastern region, he added, underlining the BJP-led NDA government's commitment to improving the lives of CAPF personnel. Shah highlighted initiatives such as the Ayushman Card, CAPF e-housing, Barak, Barak construction, and scholarships for personnel and their families. Shah lauded the SSB for promoting self-employment among the youth of border areas by providing them with training and empowering border communities while ensuring national security. The Home Minister also recognized the SSB's contribution to disaster relief operations, noting their selfless service during floods and slides in saving lives. Earlier in the day, in a post of X, Shah said, the force has made national security and public service paramount through its sacrifice and valor. On the foundation day of the Shastra Sima Bal, I pay my tribute to all the immortal martyrs of the force and extend my best wishes on the fundamental day to all the personnel and their families. He paused. At the rate SSB, India has made national security and public service paramount through its sacrifice and valor. The efforts of the brave SSB soldiers dedicated to border security and surveillance to prevent crimes and illegal infiltration in the border areas have been commendable. The brave soldiers of the Shastra Sima Bal are continuously contributing to nation building by stimultaneously accelerating development work in the border areas along with the security of the country, he wrote on X. News from PTI. Play cybercrime awareness caller tune 8 to 10 times a day for 3 months. News from New Delhi. MP coughs nap Nigerian national with Mafedron in Rajasthan. Path cleared for Adani Group to redevelop Dharvi slums. HC upholds tender award from Mumbai. The Mumbai High Court on Friday cleared the decks for redevelopment of Dharvi slums that it uphold the tender awarded to the Adani Group for the project by the Maharashtra government, ruling there was no arbitrariness, unreasonableness, or perversity, perversity in the decision. A division bench of Chief Justice D.K. Upadhyay and Justice Amit Borkar dismissed a petition filed by UAE-based Cycling Technologies Corp challenging the state government's decision to award the mega redevelopment project in Mumbai to Adani Properties Private Limited, which had made a rupees 5,069 crore offer. The bench rejected the contention made by the petitioner that the tender was tailor-made to suit a particular firm of the private conglomerate, noting three bidders had participated in the process. Cycling Technologies had emerged as the highest bidder for the project in 2018, but the tender issued in that year was later scrapped by the government. The bench noted Cycling Technologies petition lacks force and hence stands dismissed. The grounds urged in support of the petition lack force and accordingly the challenge to the impugned action on the party of authorities, whereby the earlier tender process was cancelled and fresh tender process has been resorted to, fails, the High Court observed. The Adani Group had emerged as the highest bidder for the 259 hectare Dharvi redevelopment project in the heart of Mumbai and backed it with its rupees 5,069 crore offer in the 2022 tender process. In the first tender issued in 2018, the petitioner company had emerged as the highest bidder with its rupees 7,200 crore offer. The government had, however, cancelled the 2018 tender and issued a fresh one in 2022 with additional conditions. Cycling Technologies first challenged the cancellation of the 2018 tender and subsequently 2022 tender award the Adani Group. It had alleged that the fresh tender was tailor-made for the ports to energy conglomerate. The court in its judgment noted that except for noticing that the petitioner company was the highest qualified bidder in the 2018 tender process, no final decision was taken by the government. Though the petitioner's bid was declared to be the highest, however, no decision was taken on selection of the successful bidder. Neither any letter of award was issued or nor any agreement was signed. The High Court maintained. The court further held it is a well settled principle that a bidder participating in a tender process cannot insists that its standard should be accepted only because of its being the highest or the lowest. The bench noted the reason given by the state government for cancelling the 2080 standard process in its opinion cannot be said to be non existent or unjustified or based on any perversity. The decision taken by the government does not suffer from the vice of arbitrariness, unreasonableness, or perversity, it emphasized. In allies, government admits to coercion of junior officers in army. Change is constitutional. Parliament debates on Indian constitution miss a point. Amendments are crucial to democratic constitutions which are living documents. They allow us to fail better and improve. A democratic constitution such as ours overtly protects the right to life, property and religion. They are glorified as signal achievement of democracy, but in doing so it is forgotten that if these rights are abided by, the constitution also gives us the freedom to err, to make mistakes. The derivative right often goes unnoticed, yet without it our constitution would become a moribund and totalitarian document hostile to amendments. Neither the one nation, one election proposal nor the economic subdivision of scheduled caste and tribes can happen without a constitution rethink. Yet from the tenor of debates in parliament these days it would seem as if every letter of the constitution is unchangeable and sacrosanct. Often Rahul Gandhi is seen hoisting a copy of the constitution in a manner reminiscent of the Moses cradling the Ten Commandments. In correcting errors, we improve upon what we had earlier produced, and this applies to the Constitution too. As Samuel Beckett, the famous Irish playwright, said, try again, fail better. It is therefore up becoming to argue that every word in the Constitution is written in stone when our fundamental freedom can be advanced by adding to what was earlier overlooked. Our Constitution only gets stronger, not weaker. If that would not be the case, democratic constitution would lose their secular credentials and begin to resemble religious texts that are universally considered to be inerrant and perfect. A constitution, however, has been touched by human hands and is therefore prone to errors. It asks us to constantly feel better and refine our past performances. This is why a constitution is open to corrections, also known as amendments. It is by these amendments that democratic constitutions have become richer. If democracy in Britain had rested after it gave propertied classes the right to vote and kept denying that to women, universal adult franchise would never have evolved. Today, this is unimaginable but was accepted as just practice till the early 20th century when the suffragettes finally succeeded in getting women equal voting rights. Also, by correcting past oversights and errors, Britain gave its citizens real equality unhindered by religion. The 16th century Test Act favored Anglican Christians and barred Catholics, Presbyterians, Puritans, and Jews from the holdings position in government or in military. Even Oxford and Cambridge universities restricted admission to them. It was only in 1889 that the act was finally revoked across UK. The Test Act made it a condition that a person holding an official position in Britain must receive the Holy Communion in keeping with the rites of the Anglican Church alone. and not of any other domination. For long, Britain loudly proclaimed its progressive humanitarian values, but the act stayed till it was finally corrected. A thriving, living democracy forever tries to better itself and in doing so accepts errors and amendments them. The rules of amendments are clear. They must add to greater public participation by fully protecting the fundamental rights to freedom of speech, movement, property and faith. India too saw some major improvements through constitutional amendments. There were important course corrections and they were possible because errors were first accepted and they acted upon. In doing so, our democracy certainly grew more robust. Fortunately, the sterling figures benign with Ambedkar saw the need to introduce amendments, for it was accepted that even the wisest can make errors. Some of the significant amendments are now so much a part of accepted truth that we often forget that those were the result of corrections brought about by democracy in action. They raised the standards of public life because we strove to fail better. Democracy never stops. A few of our landmark constitutional amendments should make this point clear. Jamindari abolition, freed serfs, linguistic states, energized grassroots activism. The Panchayati Raj Act gave Supreme Court women a great role in local governance. The provision to reserve 10% seats for the economically weak directly helped the poor. Finally, in 2023, 33% of seats in parliament in Delhi's legislature were reserved for women. Then there have been negative amendments too. During the emergency, even the right to life was taken away, and a spine judiciary accused in this, it takes very little effort to realize that these were unjust amendments as they undermine citizen participation. Emergency provisions made it punishable to commit an error because what was deemed correct by the powers had no give, nor were they open to enquiries. Democracy needs secularism, which is not just overcoming religious diktats but also being able to question state control like the emergency rule in India, where again truth is handed from above. This is why it is commendable when a constitution allows for questioning some of its provisions such that democracy can dig deep into its foundation. By doing so, it enlarges the fundamental freedom, namely that of life, thought, property, and faith. In fact, without the freedom to correct errors, there would be no social thought. Politics through elections corrects errors. The economy through the market corrects errors, and true history is nothing but a study of our progress through a time series of errors. Only in pre-modern monarchies were errors banished from thought. In a democracy, on the contrary, the derivative human amend constitutional. The writer is a social. Why GCCs are vital for GDP growth. Global capability centers aren't white collar swing shops. They offer meaty assignments, career growth, and higher salaries that have propped up demand for cars and other luxuries in India. We are all tribals, and that's okay. Tribals, a deep human instinct, can be harnessed for good. Fairy tales, a serene way to go from A to B, keep it safe. Vijay Nirvan, India. The two unpunished here tell us a lot about our system. The divine equation, mathematics root to Anand. This is all up to this time today. Thanks, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students, scholars, teachers, trainers, professors, professionals, honorable, adorable, venerable, respected advocates, advertisers, administrators, advisors, ministers, managers, doctors, directors, all my dear friends, I heartily, cordially welcome all of you for your presence. It is a great thank of you. Dhanyavad. Thank you.